Sitting where Menace normally sits, and I'm sorry if there's any kind of strange odor
or anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't take deep breaths.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Coldplay, Chris Martin.
My God.
Hey! Hi, Chris.
Hi, everybody. Menace, thank you for your...
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. Anytime, Chris.
Does that microphone smell weird or anything? Or?
It just smells like Sex Panther.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming in. It's always great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I tell you, Chris and everybody in the band, everybody has always been from day one like the nicest guys.
So kind.
Fame doesn't seem, in how big the band has gotten, does not seem to have gone to your heads at all. You're the same guys as you sit here today in front of me now that I remember when we were first talking about Yellow, however many years ago that was. 19 years ago.
Wow.
Is that crazy for you too?
Yeah. It's not crazy for you too, but it's crazy for Coldplay.
Right.
Has it flown by at all or no? The 19 years?
Yeah, well, I feel so grateful just to be alive. I don't really think back very much, but when you say things like that, I'm like, oh yeah, that was half my life ago, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's been lots that's happened. You've gotten to do some pretty cool things. Speaking of which, I mean, besides the fact that you love coming here, and you love seeing our faces.
I do.
I know. Can't get enough.
Besides all that, Chris comes with a very big announcement this morning.
Yes, I do. And the announcement is that you're having a festival called ALTerEGO.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we lobbied and lobbied and lobbied, and eventually they said, yeah, you can play some songs at it.
So Coldplay will be playing ALTerEGO.
That's what I got told.
Right. After you begged and begged.
Yeah.
I said, who have I got to play squash with or whatever to make this happen?
Dude, ALTerEGO is going to be awesome. That's going to be great to have you guys a part of it.
I think we're going to play when people are leaving for the parking spots.
Cool.
Just to soundtrack the exit.
Okay.
Play them out.
Nice.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like the band on a late night show. They kind of play in and out of commercial breaks.
That's our job.
It's like that.
You're going to be the house band.
House band,
So now the ALTerEGO lineup is Coldplay.
Well, don't put us first. Put us last. We were the last to join.
Okay. Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Blink-182, The Black Keys, Lumineers, Rex Orange County, Shade, and Coldplay. That's going to be awesome. And we're going to be the hosts of that, and we're going to see you on Saturday, January 18th there at the Forum. And there's going to be plenty more opportunities to win tickets. It is sold out very, very quickly. So
way sold out.
And this is an exciting time for you guys. We were talking about the new album that just came out the end of last month. It's called Everyday Life. It's a double album.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of bands have a hard time, getting together enough stuff that they feel confident about to put out, one album. But you guys have two.
Well, it's very short double album. It's actually shorter than some of our single albums, but it just
that seems to be a trend. Is there something? I mean, is there something to that? Did you guys set out to do that intentionally?
Well, it's funny. We were in the studio a few months ago, and Guy, our bass player, he sent me an email, said, "Can you just can we just listen to everything today, and can you put it in some kind of order so that we can choose?" And so I did. I put it in this order, and then we listened through, and then he said, "Yeah, that'll do."
Oh, easy.
and normally, Guy, our bass player, and Will, they would be the ones to say, this is too long, too many songs or something. But a lot of the songs are very short, and it just felt like the right thing.
Yeah. So
that's all I can say. So
explain the the album the way. I mean, there's a whole concept here. There's a sunrise and a sunset, right? So the sunrise is, I mean, there was, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there was this whole thing on YouTube where you guys debuted the whole thing in the country of Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is a very kind of Middle Eastern inspired sound.
Well, it's just inspired
by experimental.
I don't know, man. The songs arrive from wherever they arrive from in the universe.
Yeah.
And then maybe they get put through the filter of everything that we feeling and seeing happening around the world. I wouldn't say it's based anywhere except Earth. Specifically.
It's a record for people of Earth.
Okay.
It's just for people of Earth.
Excellent.
But if you're from elsewhere, you might enjoy a couple of...
So then why Jordan? Why did you guys
Jordan,
select
because
that?
we never really played in that area because people are afraid of that area.
Yeah.
And we wanted to the whole goal of the band at the moment is just to link people up from around the world. I feel like that's the one privilege that we have many privileges, but one of them is that we get to see the same reaction in South Korea as we see in Argentina, as we see in Orange County, so
right.
The sort of common humanity of everybody is so apparent to us in our daily work in a way that it might not be for someone who doesn't get the chance to travel. So
this album, I've read where it says, it's sort of how you feel about things.
Yeah, that's about as much as I know how to explain.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so is it
sort of how we feel about things?
Like what things though? Are we talking political stuff that's kind of
everything like
going on in your life?
Everything it means in my life. Sometimes it's very micro things in my day. I might have had a fallout with my daughter who doesn't want to, whatever it might be. Not that that's happened, but
well, you got a teenager now.
She's a teenager. Yep.
Yeah. The other day she had a party and I said, "Can I?" And it was at my house, and I said, "Can I come in at some point and say hi?" And she said, "Well, that kind of ruins it."
That's a typical teenager, right there.
I know, right?
But then it's. I mean, I love my kids so much. So sometimes it's
and your
about
kids sang on Orphans too.
Yeah, they did, and lots of other people too, and so some of it's very micro stuff about my daily life, and then some of it's very macro stuff about, whoa, there's a environment catastrophe, and this sort of policy doesn't really echo with me, or look at what these people are experiencing.
It's a weird world. Like we were talking about it, like how Sean Spicer is on Dancing with the Stars,
right?
And you found that very strange.
I mean, you've got to let everyone do them.
I agree with you, by the way. I think
and also,
very strange.
I try and trust I trust the universe. I feel like sometimes things are happening like, why is this going on? And the answer might not appear for a few years or decades so yeah, I try and have faith and hope, and that's what the album is really about.
Does any of it stress you out? All these different things?
Yeah, because I'm human and we're all living here together, and I don't like it when I'm suffering, and I don't like it when other people are suffering, and it's, I don't know, I feel so connected to the whole tribe of us at the moment. Does that make any sense?
It does, and it's crazy. I've never heard an artist explain it where they get the same reaction around the world to their music.
Yeah.
If you played this radio show in Tokyo, we
Like,
wouldn't get the same. No one would get it, but if we played it here in LA or Orange County, we get that certain reaction here. But with your music, you get the same reaction everywhere.
Well, when we were in Tokyo, they were all talking about you, Menace.
Oh yeah, I am a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tokyo.
He's just here.
Right. Have you miss him already?
Have you been to the Pikachu Cafe? It's lovely.
No.
Yeah, you should go.
Oh, I don't eat Pikachus. What is? Do you mean like the
cartoon, the Pokemon? Yeah.
Like the okay.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just
a
a
bit
themed
behind.
cafe. Oh yeah, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Well, in case you're just tuning in, Chris Martin from Coldplay is here. He came with the announcement that Coldplay has joined the lineup for ALTerEGO 2020.
Can't wait.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
You said it's sold out already. What if people now start returning tickets? It's only going to be blamed on one.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
There'll be people in line to snap them up then.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
be all right.
All right.
That fake modesty doesn't play anymore, Chris. That was cool for the first 15 years. I think you guys have it all figured out now.
Okay.
But yeah, we're really excited. I mean, every time, and I told you, I'm not a huge concert guy.
Yep.
Coldplay is one of those bands that if I'm around and they're playing, like I want to see Coldplay.
No question.
Guys, I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that you love piano so much. There's a lot of piano in your songs. Ravi knows I'm a sucker for any song with a piano.
Sucker for piano.
Love it. But I mean, it's just something about your energy and your voice. Obviously, you got a very unique sound. And
it's just such a great time. That was the first concert I took my niece and nephew to.
Really?
The three of us went to Coldplay.
Wow.
They loved it
Where was
so
that?
much. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it was cute because it was on July 3rd, and Chris, which was the middle of the week, and Chris was like, "Thank you everybody for
He's right
coming
there.
out on a Tuesday,"
Yeah.
not knowing that like it was a national holiday the next day, and everybody was going to be sleeping in anyway.
Yeah, I see. It took me a while to catch up.
But they loved it so much.
Ravi, what about the Coldplay concert we went to together? That
Menace
wasn't special.
and I went to it. Look, it was a great time. We made out relentlessly.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, vigorously.
Oh, that's lovely.
The new album is called, the double album is called Everyday Life, and Coldplay is playing ALTerEGO 2020. You mentioned something, so the sunrise and sunset, those are the two
halves.
Yeah, the two halves of what make the complete work.
Yeah.
Now, the sunset is what you described as Vegas music.
Did I?
Yeah. I read it.
When did I do that?
In a recent interview, according to my my information. You were just basically that it's like just party music.
Well, listen, man, I don't want to contradict anything you're saying, so okay.
You said it. I mean, you know.
Do you watch Succession?
What is that?
A show called Succession.
No.
Where there's a character, and he says, "Okay, Dad."
Right.
So, like whatever his dad says. So I just said, "All right."
Yeah.
Is the BPM higher on the second half?
I don't know. Maybe I was in a stupor. I don't remember. I mean, it's definitely a bit of a release on the second half. The first half is more sort of conundrums and like issues and stuff, and the second half is more, okay, this is how we might approach things. So, yeah I mean, Vegas music is an interesting expression, sure.
Oh,
I'll take it.
That to me sounds more like party. More kind of like
but I don't.
EDM.
No, it's nothing like that. The truth is, I haven't really
stop
done.
saying that in interviews. Then it's very misleading.
You're all over the place saying it.
Yeah, there are billboards of it now.
Yeah.
Here's the truth, though. On this album, I'm only doing about 4 interviews, and we're only doing about 7 performances. So,
wow.
I better make sure that what I say, I mean.
Yeah. Well, okay. How about this? Like, Gravy's a big Game of Thrones fan. Do you remember saying it's very Game of Thrones?
No.
You don't.
You sure?
Where are you getting this information?
Yeah, it says, here, I'll read you the exact quote. You apparently said, it's very Game of Thrones, and I also think the music we're making right now is very earthy, and there's not much glamour to it. It's very raw.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
And apparently Game of Thronesy.
Yeah, I don't know what I meant by that either.
What was I saying?
I will say every now and again, when I want to just laugh, I watch that thing that you guys did for Red Nose Day where you were doing Game of Thrones, the musical.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I think it's probably the best thing we've ever done.
Really good. It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
We had so much fun making that, and it was.
I desire Game of Thrones, the musical, based on that.
Yeah. Well.
Something to consider.
Okay.
Something to consider. Like if you're already writing Game of Thronesy type stuff, something to consider.
Yeah, this is the thing of doing interviews, and then I'm not really very good at them at the moment, and I don't know how to explain things that I didn't.
I think you're fantastic.
I'm not sure.
You're just out of practice.
Yeah, I'm out of practice. Yeah. But
no,
sure.
it is. I think, that's got to be difficult, man. Like, you're talking about the same stuff to a billion different
people.
No, only about 5 people this time. That's
this time around.
Well, the thing is,
you don't know what you mentioned in passing to somebody, and then they told somebody, and it got written in some blog.
Yeah, print is much worse.
Well, how about this? How about everybody checks it out for themselves? Everyday Life. It's a double album, but like Chris mentioned, the total runtime on it is probably about what any other Coldplay album, a single album, would be. And they're going to be playing ALTerEGO.
And you had a story, you said.
We were talking over the break about our favorite Coldplay experiences, and Ravy had hers, Menace had his. Right. Mine was I was working at this radio station when Russia Blood to the Head came out, and the hotline rang. And, hey, Coldplay's downstairs for the interview, and I said, "What?" I had no advance warning at all. Almost had a heart attack.
Which radio station?
This was in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So you and Johnny came up. We did this interview, and I stumbled my way through it, freaking out because I had no prep whatsoever. That night, you played a small club called Bimbo's, which was very rare.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the show, all my friends were coming up to me with these huge, teary eyes. I can't believe that, Greg. Can you imagine what they just said? I can't. And I said, what are you guys talking about? I think I had gone to the bathroom. And Chris went, hey, this is for Greg. And you did an Echo and the Bunnymen cover of Lips Like Sugar. And you dedicated it to me because we had spent like 2 hours together that day. And everyone, oh my God, Greg, I can't believe Chris did that. I said, what? Did what? Dedicated a song to you. I'm like, and I missed it.
We just got to do that ALTerEGO.
That happened again on
it was the best.
We did SNL a few weeks ago, and there was a girl, someone said, you got to meet this girl, she's a big fan. So we did a sound check and I dedicated the sound check to her, and she wasn't even.
Oh my God.
No.
So she and I have so much in common.
I always wait till people leave and then.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the perfect time.
Well, Chris, thank you for coming by.
Hey, listen, I haven't been the best interviewer, and I'm well aware of it.
God.
But I'm very grateful to you for having me.
Do you really get nervous doing interviews?
I
get nervous doing interviews.
It's more after
like
the fact of.
an interview.
No, you shouldn't, man. You're very good.
I'm saying I get really nervous. I feel like we relate, but just on opposite sides of the interview.
I think right now I feel very, very focused on being in the band.
Yeah.
And all of the other stuff around it, I've let slip a bit.
Yeah.
Like the promo and the stuff. But I think in a year or so, if we ever go on tour again, all that will have to exercise that muscle a bit more. And I'll come back and I'll be just an anecdote machine.
Oh, no, that sounds great.
You are great. It's always great to see you.
Thank you, everybody.
For taking the time to be with us.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you at ALTerEGO, which they just announced. Coldplay is playing ALTerEGO. And the album is called Everyday Life, and it is out now. It is The Woody Show.